Hi guys, it's Amanda. Welcome back. On my last video, I did an oracle card reading for the month of February, and I showed you this painting, and I told you that I had some stencils, and I was going to use some stencils to kind of cover where I have a tear in the canvas. And I just wanted to show you a quick view of the stencils, but I don't think I'm going to be using this one, so I'll set that aside. But my plan is to put this one with the bigger moon, with the larger moon, over this, but this is the way I think I want the painting to face, so I'll turn it around and do it probably like this, maybe. Somehow I want to cover that, and I was hoping that the moon would cover that. So I'll get that positioned. And then I want this one that says good night somewhere. Maybe, I'm not sure where. And I noticed that I had another one that had some stars on it. And I wanted to put just a couple of the stars in the other corners and around in a couple other places. What I did was I took all of the paints that I originally used for this painting, minus the iridescent white that I used for layering. And I mixed those up again, and I'll give you a quick run through of what they are. I did not use this one in the original painting, but I mixed it up too. It's very similar to the orange that I have actually. This one is yellow orange, and this is the orange that's already in it. Cadmium orange. These are all Liquitex Heavy Body. I purchased this one separately, but these small ones came in a 6-piece set, so I could try them. So I could try the Liquitex Heavy Body, and I like them a lot. But this is the only time I've used them, so I'm going to use them to embellish this pour. This is my first embellishment too, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I'm not sure if I'm going to use a sponge or my fingers or a brush. I'm just going to try a couple things and see what I like. Back to the colors. This is Yellow Light Hansa, or Hansa. I would think Hansa, but I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce some things. This is Vivid Lime Green. Medium Magenta. And my hands are a little bit shaky. That's why I don't do actual detailed paintings. This one is Brilliant Purple. And the last color I have is Light Blue Permanent. And this will be my first attempt at an embellishment. And I really admire those of you out there who can pick up a brush and just paint something that looks like what you have in your mind, because my hands are kind of shaky and I don't have that ability. I'm going to move this water so that if I'm using a brush or something, so that I can clean my brush in the water. So my first attempt at embellishing, I'm going to use some stencils. So I don't know exactly where I'm going to do the stencils, or how I'm even going to do it to begin with. I don't know if I'm just going to I don't know. I'm really not sure. So you can learn with me. I'm thinking maybe I can turn this around, get this end down by me so that it's easier. And I'm thinking I might try applying it with a brush and see how that goes. If that doesn't turn out very well, maybe I can cover it with something else. I want to make sure I'm not off the canvas with these stars, and I want to cover this tear. So I'm just going to start and see what happens. I forgot to thin the paint some more. But it doesn't have to be thin like a pour. I just mixed these up about an hour ago. I'm sorry, that's the alarm clock. Not for me, obviously, but it is almost 5:30. So you'll just have to deal with it until people get up. Maybe this yellow-orange wasn't the right color to do in this corner because it was already kind of mixed from the yellow and orange. I don't know. I went over it one direction, now I'm going to go over it the other direction. Because I can see where it's pooling around the edges of the stencil. I mean, it might just give it defined lines, I don't know. I'll try some more going this way. I'm very nervous about this because I've never done an embellishment before. And it's been a long time since I've used stencils on anything. So now I'm just going to lift it up and see what it looks like. It's very thick around the edges and it's not very noticeable. That might not have been the right color to use right there. I wonder if I can get this back in the same spot and go over it with a different color. Maybe kind of get right on that moon. It's not showing up very well right there because that's kind of what color was already there. Maybe I should have done this without thinning it with Floetrol. Maybe if I can kind of get rid of where it's pooled around the edges of the stencil. I'm sure this is going to be kind of boring because it's something new to me and I'm not quite sure what I'm doing. I mean, it kind of shows up and it kind of covers that, but that was a poor color choice and I don't think I can wipe that off of there. So now I'm not really sure what to do. Maybe if I let that dry and I go to work on another section with some different colors. I'm going to wet my brush and try to just wipe it off a little bit. And before I get another color on there to try a different spot. I'll let it dry a little bit and I'll come back to it. It's still very undefined, so this isn't a good idea. This isn't going to turn out how I was hoping for, but maybe if I do a different section and I wait for that to dry, it's not even facing the way I wanted the moon to face. I don't like that at all. Maybe I'll go back over it in a little bit with a different color facing a different way. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, that's not turning out how I was hoping for. So I will use this one in maybe over here. What colors are predominant there? Like the magenta and the purple are kind of there. So maybe I should go over that section with some yellow. I think I have too much paint. And I think what I needed to do was not thin my paint with Floetrol for doing this. This isn't going to show up either, I don't think. I don't think this is going to work very well either. Shoot, and then I accidentally move it without meaning to. Let's see, can we get back in the spot? No. Wonder if I can wipe that off. I wonder if I take a wet wipe if I can wipe those off. Bear with me a little bit. This isn't working how I was hoping. I know I can wipe that off a little bit. Wipe that a little bit maybe. That was on there thicker and was drying some. I'm getting some of it. Let's see. I don't know if I'm going to share this or not, but I have water in a spray bottle that I could, but I'm not sure. This is, I'm still in my small space where I set up for the holidays, and I'm really crowded in here and I'm running out of space. I need to get back to my big table. I'm still getting it off, so I guess just if I just rub with this wet wipe, maybe I can get some of that off. Maybe if I put a little bit of alcohol on there. I wonder if a Lysol wipe would take that off. I don't want to use too much alcohol because I don't want to remove the paint that's underneath, like the pour, but I just want to remove where I was trying to do that embellishment. You get another wipe. I was really hoping to get a moon and stars and some good night on here, but my plan did not work out very well. Okay, so I've gotten that, most of that off of there. If I continue to clean my brush, it did kind of stay in the crack though, so it did kind of fill in the paint in the crack. I don't have to wipe these stencils off too. I'll do that off camera. I wonder, that did kind of fill in my crack with that yellow-orange color, or that orange-yellow color. It was right there, but maybe if I put just a touch of that medium magenta in there too, it'll just kind of make that, what happened was my canvas was sitting with other things, other canvases and things on top of it in my room, so it got really stretched out and it got a hole in the actual canvas. It's not the paint that cracked, it's just a hole in the canvas. So my intention was to fill in the hole, and I guess that's what happened. That's what I did. I filled in that hole. I really wanted to stencil on this, but I think I need a finer, point, maybe like a round brush like this, and I need to not thin the paint with Floetrol before I try it. That's not a crack, that's just part of the white from the paint before. So I was going to do an embellishment and that didn't turn out. So maybe I'll share part of this video just to show you that not everything works out like you had planned. And that's filled in enough for me that I think, let me put just I'll add some more of that medium magenta. And then I'll dab around it so that it kind of fills in the crack but doesn't stay on top of the painting. I guess that's what the video is. To fill in a crack, if you thin your paints at all, this is just a tutorial of what not to do, evidently. If you thin your paints with Floetrol, it's really hard to stencil them on. but if you have a tear in your canvas, you can fill it in with your thinned paints and then just take a wet wipe and wipe it off so that there's not, so that you don't have new paint on top of it, but your crack in your canvas, your tear in your canvas just blends in with the rest of it. So I guess that's all for today. I'm sorry, I really meant for this to be an embellishment pour, and I have stencils and I'm really excited about my stencils, but I will have to try again another time a different way to use the stencils. And I'm just going to leave this one like this, and after that little bit there dries, I will probably go ahead and varnish the painting. Maybe I could use the paint markers. Now I'm afraid to do that because I don't think it would wash off. Yeah, I don't think I wouldn't be able to wash the paint markers off if it didn't work well. I do have paint markers that I could embellish with, but I don't want to do it on this one, so I will have to wait until I have another one ready that I want to embellish on. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I don't want to try again on this. Now what do I have all over the painting? Looks like I have something on it. Or that might just be how it was. I don't remember. Yeah, that's just how it was when the orange and the yellow mixed before. Okay, so I do think the next time I try embellishing, I will try my paint markers. They are Letraset Aqua markers, and I'll see how that turns out. Those are the ones that I use. I don't have any in here that I've signed on the back. Those are the markers I use to sign the backs of my paintings with. So that might be a good option to use for embellishment instead of thinned paint, but we learned a lesson here today. Don't thin your paint with Floetrol and try to paint over a pour, because the embellishment won't show up unless you use something darker or considerably brighter or something that can stand out from the painting. And the next time I find something that I want to embellish, I will try my paint markers. And there's the alarm clock again. So that is my cue to say goodbye for today. Thanks as always for watching. I'm sorry this didn't turn out very well, but there is a lesson to be learned from it. So I hope that helps you in the future. And my next video this week should be my weekly oracle card reading. And I should have another painting video where I actually do mix paints in a cup and pour a painting. So check back on Thursday for an actual painting, and have a blessed day. Bye. I'm back for just a second. I forgot to mention in the video that I used this piece of cloth tape on the back of the canvas behind where the tear in the canvas was. And here's an up close look. You can still see it if you really look where the tear is, but from a distance it's not really noticeable, and I don't think it'll be that bad once I varnish it. I think the varnish will fill the rest of that in, or at least that's what I'm hoping. So thanks for watching. Bye.